Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative Supreme Roller Ultimate. And in previous episode we did manage to finally defeat Germany. So we should have mostly peaceful times ahead for the time being. I was looking at the provocation and like the largest nation that might be declaring war on us is actually Italy. And Ottoman Empire, I suppose. But we should have troops to defeat them if need be. And then, frankly, the big nations that I'm worried about is China, maybe Canada. But Canada doesn't look like it's going to declare war on us ever, and United States has no likelihood of declaring war on us. Now, we did just lose a lot of money. Is that because of... okay, domestic sales did go up a little bit, but at the same time, it's probably the research that is a massive cost again, or still. Let's actually have a look at the expenditures. So research is almost 3 billion. Production is of course the biggest total, but at the same time we do get a fair bit of that back through domestic sales, and then treasury is quite a bit, and state is also a fair bit. I've decided to not continue building more troops after this run of troops is completed. Same with submarines, I've already kind of stopped that. So that should save us at least a little bit of money. I'm also sending... Oh, right, actually, let's start with the... Where does it again have the... Ah, yes, Iran. Release land loyal to this region. There we go. And then, same for you. Kurdistan and Iran now have a fair bit of land. Which means that we'll need to get a lot of troops out of there. And then Afghanistan, I'm going to do the same to you. Return your lands. Now that means that we produce a bit less oil and all that sort of stuff. But in the end, it shouldn't really be a problem. Also, I suppose I could make places like Turkmenistan more colonies. On the other hand, you know what? I'm not going to make any more colonies. For them to catch up in tech is just going to be very time consuming. Because we are getting some money back, but we are still rather poor in grand scheme of things. And it looks like industrial goods price has gone down a little bit. I suppose we have been selling it a fair chunk there. Let's go ahead and lower the minimum price to 30,000 for the time being anyway. That may actually have been part of the reason why we were losing money. I think I can actually send a lot of these to be reserved. Actually, I'm just gonna take that, take all of the naval units and send them to be reserved. I don't think we need them out anymore. Now, there's Micronesia that is currently based in Iceland, which is a bit hilarious and is alright. Okay, there we go, we're getting a lot more money now. Because we did not spend quite as much money this... Okay, that was 2 billion shortfall, but we still made a lot more money. Good. Now, how is Finland doing? As a Finn myself, I would like to see Finland succeeding, but yeah, since they don't have any electricity production, it is very difficult for them. Kind of same for the... Sweden. Of course, one thing that I could just do is annex all my colonies, and therefore all the economies would be integrated to mine. I would gain a bit less money by selling the stuff to them, but at the same time the domestic sales should go up a fair bit. At the same time we wouldn't have to buy all the resources from them, it would just be produced domestically. So it is an option. Like, especially the nations that have quite terrible economy. Like, Netherlands seems to be in quite bad situation. So you know what? I will annex Netherlands. I'm just going to integrate all these that do not have the economies run on their own. So the same goes for Finland, I suppose. Sweden is actually doing fine now, so they can live. Oh, Great Britain is having some problems. Now, is there any text that we could... Well, there's a few texts that we are starting to be ahead of them. But I wonder, will that have an effect on the income? So, domestic sales is currently 4.2 billion. At the same time, at least the electricity that we produce will be used a bit more in there. Military goods, we basically produce nothing there, but that's fine. We don't really need to produce much. We are now selling a fair bit of the industrial goods, so that at least gave us the boost to get somewhat positive income. What about timber? Okay, so we are almost producing enough timber for our needs. You know what? I know that I wasn't going to do world conquest. I'm not going to be conquering more lands, but I might integrate all the colonies. It means a bit more in domestic sales, at least. Also, it does mean that we'll be spending a lot more on the fundings and all that. But it does mean that all the industries are benefiting from our tax. So in the end, it should be fine. Now, what about... Okay, yeah, Spain. Right, so let's have a look at the economy now. Ooh. Social funding has probably gone up. Oh, and research has gone up a lot. I think I'm going to start removing some of the research centers. Like, I don't think we need 100 of them. We'll go down to 60 or something like that. World markets. Oh yeah, well, world market opinion is going to go down because we're annexing countries, but... Oh well. That also means that there's going to be a lot less units on the map, which is actually going to be good in the long run for the speed that the game can actually move forward. Right, Denmark and Sweden.
We need reinforcements.
Need reinforcements? What? Oh. Okay. Do we have any troops here? Did we have any... Well, no. We didn't actually have problems before. Let's just quickly take a look of our funding of the police. The police funding is actually still pretty good. Do we have any troops here? Not really. Well, we've got a few down here. Send them down... Sea transport over to there, for example. We'll retake those. Of course, the science funding, among other things, means that we have a terrible situation. World market opinion critical, okay. Economic sanctions, oh my. Right, we probably don't need to increase the industrial goods production anymore. Because so we won't be selling too much of it, I reckon, because there's not going to be a lot of economies buying it. And let's see, we should be producing a fair bit of most things, at least, still. But let's have a look. It's still 14 billion. Is there a reason why we're not making... I suppose a lot of it was because... Are we still... Okay, so we are now at war with Sweden. That's the only nation that decided to defy our annexation so far. I'll just reserve these. We don't really need a navy right now, do we? Right, so what did we build here? We built more agriculture. That's good. We'll send it... Actually, no, we do have a Green Beret here. You can be transported over. And capture the Swedish towns without a problem. But yeah, I do realize that the fundings will be quite massive, especially infrastructure is growing quite rapidly. How about our... okay, unemployment is still 11.1. That could be worse. Okay, so domestic sales are now at least 5.1 billion, but at the same time production cost has gone up to 7.1. So that is a bit of a problem. Oh, we've apparently lost the territory here. I mean, as a... oh, right, most of these are abandoned towns, so we won't be able to gain control of them. Or retain control of them, rather. Oh, and we just lost a lot of money. Was that, again, because of... yeah, research 3 billion. I think it's mostly because we have so many research labs. That every research lab has annual maintenance. And therefore, you know... so that should be moving in there. The artillery is still kind of stuck there. Oh, we've wait a minute, what? We lost control of most of that. Okay, well, we do have some tanks here. Well, let's send them over to deal with the Swedes. Should be getting a bit more troops as well, but that may take some time. Let's get you to Lübeck. Transport you over if need be. So constructions have been delayed in a lot of places, but that's understandable. Consumer goods price has gone up a fair bit. Oh, and we're basically not doing any research because we don't have any money, do we? But how much is the... yeah, research efficiency 4 billion now. It's the project development, which I know that Yuri in the comments has been pointing out that I have it backwards, but I do believe the project development is the money that is going directly to these, and the research efficiency must be the one that is going for the research labs. Because these 6 researchers in here will no way make 4... well, that does make a fair bit of money. Or constitute some fair bit of money, but no, we don't get a 4 billion a day from these. No, it must be the project development that is the daily cost for these. And the research efficiency is from the research labs. Okay, well, before we deal with Sweden, I'm not going to annex any more nations. Although after that, I will probably do a fair bit of work again on that, or on the integration part. Right, so we should be able to take that without a problem. I doubt Sweden has a lot of troops. If they do, it's not going to be very good troops. So they gain control of that. Oh, right, actually. I think the only place that we actually need to capture is just the capital. Everything else doesn't have... well, no, that does actually have some supplies. Do we have any... okay, we do have supplies here. Good. I'll send the tanks into the Swedish capital. But yeah, most of these are just abandoned towns. Those shouldn't be a problem. Okay, looks like we are slowly meeting the production and demand. We're selling a lot of industrial goods right now, so that's good. Because the amount of industrial goods that we produce will be going up. Actually, do we have micro? We do. Micro industrial goods and mid-sized industrial goods. I'm just gonna get rid of those. Because we don't really need to have them. Okay, the tanks are marching in the Swedish capital. Technically they should be surrendering now, but that remains to be seen. Yeah, well, it took some of that at least. Right. Treasure Brennan. Ooh, we actually got a little bit of money there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna... oh, we got 70 active research centers. No, I'm gonna scrap. Okay, we'll go down to 50 or something like that. Now, I know that it's gonna cost a lot of scrapping these. Or a fair bit of scrapping these, but at the same time, I think it's gonna be worth it. Now, of course, that does mean that there's a bit less money going into the economy, which means then that there's going to be a bit less domestic sales. Yes, we'll annex Sweden. Okay, resource efficiency has gone down a fair bit. Or the cost for that has gone down a fair bit. Now, how much? The daily expenses are still almost 15 billion. But daily income is almost 8 billion now. How much is it from domestic sales? Are still not enough, quite frankly. So that is kind of a problem. I'm going to unlock the agriculture as well, see how the AI manages that. I'm going to stick to the industrial goods though, although industrial goods we actually have a lot. I'm going to sell a fair chunk of that now. Okay, now that we annex Sweden, let's continue with our integration process here. So Norway surrendered, good. Estonia. And Latvia. And Lithuania. Of course, these places don't really produce much. So it's just going to be the social program costs. But we also get a little bit more population to sell things to. So it's not all bad. Let's have a look. We have a massive deficit, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and annex Slovakia. Now, of course, these were, well, they were colonies, not technically democracies, I suppose. But like our... Oh, we actually have money now. Was that because we annexed someone? Possibly. Or just sales catching up now. Let's have a look. Okay, daily production cost has still gone up. I mean, understandable. We are gaining a lot of territory. Right, Kosovo. Bulgaria. Oh, and Greece. Okay, that's a fair bit more land. Now, Iran and those we don't have as colonies, but Algeria we do. Annex you. Morocco. Annex you. I'm taking the... Oh, right, and we're down to... quite low. Having some construction delays again, but that's understandable. Once we've done all of these annexations, I'm pretty sure that the economy will start stabilizing a little bit more. But that may take some time to catch up with all of this. As long as we keep the police funding high enough, I don't think there's going to be any rebellions or anything like that that we need to worry about. Because we annex those Faroe Islands, we can annex... There we go. Is there any other colonies that we have? We do have 5 colonies still, which I'm guessing are mostly in the east, like Pakistan is one. Burma is another. Then, oh, Ceylon. Then Malay and Sarawak. And that's going to be all of the colonies. Let's have a look. How much? Oh, wow, we've got over 2 billion population. That's a fair chunk. Domestic price of timber too high, understandable. Okay, so now we are producing everything ourselves, so we can kind of see a bit more accurate representation. Oh, apparently there was a submarine sinking something. I'm not entirely sure what was going on. Now, let's have a look. We may have provoked quite a few nations. USA really hates us now. Alright then. So yes, that may have also been a bit of a mistake here. Right, we can reserve you for the time being, save a little bit of the expenditure. Oh, we got 2 billion now. Okay, so we are selling a lot of things, partially... Well, actually, no, we are selling a lot of petroleum, aren't we? Among other things, and of course there's the agriculture. We are selling a fair chunk of that, lowering the stockpiles a little bit. Also, selling at a decently good price still. That's nice. Liverpool, partisan unit. That's not nice. Okay, we probably need to increase the funding of the law enforcement then. Go for a full billion. So that. And there's one in India as well. The partisans are no match for our garrisons. And then the... Oh, hello. I'll send the Green Berets down here. Okay, at this stage I think we're going to go to fast speed. Partisan unit. Again, oh, okay. Here do we... Well, we've got artillery over there, but that's not going to be good enough for that. Where do we have more troops? We've got a couple tanks down here. We'll send them to roll into the revolt there. It's going to take them a little bit of time, though. Or did we? Oh, well, we could have spent some of these as well. Okay, that's a lot of partisans forming. Now in India. That's going to be dealt with by the garrison. It's probably guerrilla sabotage that we need to worry about. Well, no. That's going to be dealt with by the garrison. As well as that one. And that one. And that one. Okay, so nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. You know what? At this stage, I can probably just give the AI control of the army as well. And the navy. I'll let them deal with that. I'll start focusing on the economy again. And a little bit on the research, I suppose. Now, we probably have a lot of, yes. Oh, we can cancel the construction, and then we'll scrap a bit more. We'll go down to 50 research labs again. No, it's kind of extra costs. Oh, they managed to take London back. Oh, we've got some reinforcements approaching. The British partisans are pretty good, though.
We took their capital.
Well, luckily I did give the orders to the AI to take care of all this, so I don't need to scramble all around the world constantly. Okay, so currently 7 billion debt, that's not good. I suppose what we could do is start limiting some of the... Like, industrial goods are not required all this much. I'm going to lower the production capacity to like 50%. That does mean a lot less domestic sales, because there's not as much money going in through the production to the population itself. But at the same time, that's going to lower the production cost as well, quite dramatically. Or actually, we'll just go like 120% of the demand right now. That's going to lower the usage quite a bit. That does mean that there's going to be a bit more petroleum and coal and metals and all that sort of stuff available. And a lot of electric power, the price of which has actually plummeted now that all my colonies are gone. Okay, we're 11 billion in... Okay, law enforcement is 1 billion, infrastructure 1.3 billion. Healthcare, I did increase that a little bit at one point. Let's actually have a look at the... So, domestic births... Okay, so we are... Per year, we are gaining about 27 billion... Oh, a million, not billion. 27 billion would be quite a bit of population, that's for sure. Okay, so we are actually losing our money rather quickly right now. Partially still because of the research. Even though, well, we are getting rid of a lot of these research centers. On the other hand, once those have been scrapped, which I reckon should be relatively soon, then we should have a bit less problems with that. I mean, technically the science funding should be already at the levels that we needed it to be, or was supposed to be. So it's just the scrapping is going to cost us a fair bit right now. USA is spying on us now. That's not good. Construction's delayed. Okay, we have a massive deficit. Let's lower the sale price here. Because, oh, that's a massive amount of industrial goods there that is causing the problem. Alright then. Let's see, will that help? Well, we gained 7 billion back. So that may have helped. Okay, let's have a look. So domestic sales are actually now higher than the production costs. We also sold a lot of stuff, so that's good. What about... So rubber, we are producing a lot. We are selling it right now. Actually, no, we're not selling any of it. Well, that might be a problem. Agriculture, we are at least selling. Petroleum, I believe we are selling. Yes, we are, for the most part. Not necessarily the best price, but, you know, at least we are now gaining the money. And metal ore, we are fine. Uranium, we are okay. Am I the only one that could... No... USA imports a fair bit of uranium, and so does Canada. I'm slightly worried that they'll start shooting nuclear warheads against me soon. I mean, it's a possibility. There's combat somewhere, I'm not entirely sure where that is. Oh right, we got troops in Fiji. You know what? I'm gonna give you your lands back. We'll take those troops away. That should lower the tensions a little bit around there. So just making sure we have no colonies left. We're still losing a bit of cash. How are the domestic sales versus the production costs? Okay, they're about even right now. But that does mean that we spend a bit less money on things. It looks like the profit margin in industrial goods is still actually quite nice. Just going to sell another 150,000. That's going to get us pretty close to making profit again, I reckon. Lower the minimum price a little bit as well, just in case. Because we did make some money. We didn't actually sell all of it yet. Okay, daily production cost has gone down a little bit more, so we still make more money from domestic sales than we spend on production, so that's good, but there's not a large difference. And then on the... well, taxes we get about 2.8 billion. We spend quite a bit on spending, though. Well, market opinion critical, okay. We should start going up eventually. It's just going to take some time. Right, I mean, we own a decent chunk of Africa. We own most of Europe. And a fair bit of Asia as well. So it could be a lot worse situation. Unit production's delayed again. I mean, that's not a surprise, really. We haven't been doing any research lately either, but we haven't had the money. Okay, we still have a massive amount of industrial goods. I'm just going to keep on selling that. Another 150,000. We should have a lot of... oh, yeah, we got a lot of fuel, which I believe we are trying to sell. It's just the price is plummeting there. At the same time, how bad is our unemployment? 12.6. Okay, that is a bit more than I expected. On the other hand, we did just stop producing a lot of the things. So that kind of does explain it. Although, I believe we are well over time on this episode, so... if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, you got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.